Good morning and good afternoon to the kaboomers out there worldwide. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Indeed, this is a live broadcast. We are live directly from the blockchain battlefield trenches, kabooming with the best of them. Cliff Martin just stepped into the box. Good morning and good afternoon. Today we're talking about the Bitcoin rise, not surprising according to the president of Coinbase. We'll also be talking about the Fed interest rate hike impacting crypto in a positive way, perhaps, question mark. And then Bitcoin versus Patreon. It looks like the intellectual dark web characters, including Jordan Peterson, are being asked to switch over to the bits, and that may be a good thing as the rest of the boomers tune in to this live broadcast. We are preheating the crypto oven out here to 450 and beyond, ready to serve up these tasty crypto treats as Kenny Force jumps into the box. Good morning and good afternoon. Shout out to AKMS. Shout out to Lucian Marlon Jones, a day one boomers here. Let me drop a bomb for Marlon and the rest of the boomers out there. Cliff Martin, I see you out there. Guys, make sure you're touching the buttons for me. The like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Let's get to the top of the search results and let the world know that the boomers are still out here on the field, kabooming with the best of them, shooting and sniping at whatever moves out there. Good day to my crypto brothers, says Double X. Good morning and good afternoon to you. Shout out to Gary Steele. I see you as well. All the boomers are here. We got 15 in the box. Indeed, this is a live broadcast, guys. We'll be talking about this Bitcoin rise. Not surprising, according to the Coinbase president. Has the Fed interest rate hike impacted crypto positively? We're going to dip into that. And then Bitcoin versus Patreon when it comes to the intellectual dark web. Characters like Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris, what's this other guy? Mr. Rubin, Dave Rubin, and the rest of those maniacs out there. They have pulled out of Patreon, and perhaps maybe they should start crip walking with the best of them out there as the market continues to look okay. It's a little red today, but we're still above 4,000. Let me go ahead and hit refresh and check out today's mathematics. Today's mathematics. Current market cap at $130 billion worldwide. This is good news after seems like just a few days ago or last week, we were almost under $100 billion. So it looks like crypto and Bitcoin specifically is resilient during this Arctic blast, during this freezer out there, this frosty one that we've experienced. Now, we are experiencing a bull trap or a dead cat bounce, perhaps maybe so. So you want to make sure that you have your winter coats out there prepared just in case the market does get a little colder out there. Bitcoin now at $39.93. So there you go, back under $4,000 here in real time. It's down 3%. There's red on the field today, so things are a little lower today than they were yesterday, and that's okay. Ripple, trash bags, 36 cents. Ethereum at $112. Bitcoin Cash, they're having a run this week. Bitcoin Cash performing like a maniac out there. It's at $178. We got EOS now at the number 5 position at $2.65. Stellar at 12 cents. Tether at 102. We have Litecoin above $30 at $31. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, I'm not convinced, guys. $105. Tron, almost at 2 cents. It's at 0.019999 out there. It's up 16% today, so it's performing like a slugger out there, like a fourth batter today. We got Cardano at 4 cents. That's good. I like Cardano. We got a lot of Cardano boomers out there. Cardano smelling like a winner if it can implement what it's promised for Q1. So, you know, apparently Q1 for Cardano, they're going to be staking. They're going to be running some dApps. They're going to be making some improvements to the blockchain. So hopefully we can see some progress. IOTA at 32 cents. Monero, one of my faves out there. Top 5 reasons Monero could be superior to Bitcoin? Check out the video down below. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. Monero at $51, Dash at 87, and Binance, one of the top performing cryptocurrencies of 2018, if not the top one out there. It's at 563. Shout out to Queens. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Sorian. Shout out to Marlon, Gary Steele, Double X, the rest of the boomers tuning in to this live broadcast. It's a kaboom today. Things are still around 4,000. The energy's okay, and it seems like we got a little Christmas treat. At least we weren't sub 3,000 and it wasn't all doom and gloom out there. I know some of the contrarians out there, some of the negative Nelsons are just waiting for things to go down, and it's okay. We'll continue to shoot and snipe out the funny bunnies right out of the box out there. Boom. What up with the BCH above 29K volume? I don't know what's going on, but BCH is performing like a winner out there, Queens. Derek McLean says, Champ, what's Bitcoin versus Patreon mean? We'll be talking about that. So these characters from the intellectual dark web, Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris, Dave Rubin, and others, they've been making noise out there, and they are providing different alternative thinking, their alternative philosophies out there that are contrary to some of the globalist liberal mentality that's been plaguing so many out there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Sargon of Akkad, one of the YouTubers, was deplatformed on Patreon. And now in response, some of these intellectual dark web characters are going to, I think they've already pulled out of Patreon. And now they're being... a lot of their followers are telling them to start accepting Bitcoin. Now, it could be a big thing. You know, Jordan Peterson blew up this year. Don't act like Champagne didn't tell you guys at the beginning of the year about Mr. JBP. Okay, now he's a household name, practically. And, you know, the other characters that are surrounding him in his circle, Sam Harris, David Rubin, and some of those other cats, now they're going to go ahead and basically boycott Patreon. And they're saying they're going to come up with a alternative to Patreon. And their followers are saying, guys, it's time to start crip walking. It's time to start crip walking out there. And I believe so. Bitcoin is uncensorable, boomers. Bitcoin is where's my sniper at? There we go. Bitcoin is uncensorable, and it looks like the banks, like Jordan Peterson said, have become political out there. And, you know, if they don't like what you're saying, they can just turn off your account. That's why there's an alternative frequency that's out there, guys, in the form of Bitcoin, uncensorable blockchain out there. So that's what it is. We'll be talking more about that. Marlon Jones says, call your congressman and tell him to support this legislation called the Token Taxonomy Act. Haven't looked into that, but I do know there's a bill floating out there that is proposing that crypto be excluded from the SEC laws, which I do believe has bipartisan support, and both from the Democrats and the Republicans. Now, what is the possibility of it being approved? I don't know, but they want to exclude cryptocurrency from the Securities Exchange Commission's laws, which in my opinion is a boomer. We need to remove the funny bunny, enough hurdles out there. Let there be free markets, and let the boomers boom out there. Let me see the funny bunny, says Queens Races. I see you out there, Queens. We'll snipe out the funny bunny. Boom! Right out the box. Queens Races with $2. Queens, I appreciate you, Queens. I know you've been dropping $2. It seems like every other day or every day. I appreciate the love out there. Let me throw a little fiat, guys. If you're interested in showing love to Champagne, go ahead to drop it in the super chat. It's open. And like I say, this goes to Baby Champ's Formula Fund. We got the young boomer here. We want to keep them strong. We want to keep them strong. Spend the fiat and hodl the bits worldwide. Marlon says that's super bullish news. I think that you're responding to what I just said about excluding crypto from the SEC. I don't have that actual article with me at hand, but you may want to look it up. There's a bill floating out there that wants to exclude crypto from the SEC laws, and I believe it has bipartisan support. Bit Papa is in the house. He says, let there be light. Indeed, Litecoin above $30, okay? I mean, you know, from its all-time high at 300, it's not that sexy, but, you know, the fact that Litecoin's still around in the top 10, I think Litecoin has a place. Indeed. Shout out to Bit Papa, says they're trying to pass a bill now to tax them like stocks. Okay, okay. I'm not sure if you're talking about that same bill I was just talking about, but I appreciate it. BitPapa with the $5. BitPapa's got 5 on it. Merry Christmas, champ and baby champ. I appreciate you, BitPapa. Merry Christmas to you and all the boomers out there. I really appreciate the love that you guys keep supporting with here during this bear market, this frosty Arctic blast out there. The boomers have caught my back, guys, like BitPapa, like Queen's Races, like Rafterman, like Revolutionists out there, like Roger Oliver. I see you guys out there. I appreciate Marlon, the boomers out there that show love during this downtime, this cold, frosty one. And you guys keep the energy flowing, the positive crypto current out there. I appreciate you, BitPapa and Queens and the others as well. Guys, the super chat's open. If you want to show love, go ahead and drop it. If you're a broke boomer, that's understandable. That's all good. Just drop a positive comment out there and don't be a funny bunny and don't be a baby bear cub out there. You'll get sniped out the box as well. Boom! Indeed. So let's talk about this this news that I have linked down below. CCN.com is reporting, it's not surprising the market is recovering, says Coinbase president Asif Herji, if I'm not mispronouncing that. Not the Christmas we expected, but Bitcoin has continued to rise despite the bearish run that saw prices crash from 5,000 to an all-time low from 32 to 3,200. Now, when he spoke to CNBC's Fast Money, the president of Coinbase was of the opinion that the market could go beyond its fundamentals, saying sometimes things are never as good as they seem and never as bad as they seem. I tend to agree with that. Sometimes things are not as good as they seem and they're not as bad as they seem. That seems quite level-headed. We've never had as much innovation as we have today, says the president of Coinbase. He also says, I lost my spot. He also says this is the start of the next great wave of technology, and you should expect to see more and more cryptocurrencies over time. And he also says institutions need a valid venue to trade on, a qualified custodian to store with, and they want to make sure that there's actually liquidity. Now, you know how I feel about the custodian stuff, guys. It's time for everybody to step up and be responsible for their own bag. But it seems like institutions still need a third party, a custodian, and I can see why, but you know, we need to change the mentality out there. Everybody should be securing their own bags. Anyhow, they do need a valid venue to trade on, qualified custodian to store with, and they want to make sure there's actual liquidity, says the president of Coinbase. We have built a lot of liquidity, and we have the best, most regulated, and most qualified custodian in the space. We think we have built a lot of infrastructures to allow institutions to invest in crypto products. So that's what we're expecting out here, more institutions to be investing in crypto products for 2019 and beyond. Another thing that I forgot to mention this week, one of the boomers pointed out, I think it was Jojo Wave on one of the comments there during the week about Coinbase Earn. Now, Coinbase now is inviting a select few of their members to earn cryptocurrency by watching videos or performing tasks. I believe you can earn 0x. So you guys may want to check it out. It's called Coinbase Earn. Right now, it's only invite only. So I haven't been invited, although I requested an invite. I'm interested in earning crypto there with Coinbase. If you know, you can click around, do 1, 2, 3. I want to see what it's all about. I don't know the details out there, but I know that Coinbase is now instituting some sort of a program that will allow you to earn crypto, starting with 0x token, if I'm not mistaken. So you may want to check that out. The market is starting to dump again, says BitPapa. Yeah, I just noticed that when we went online before I hit start stream, we were above 4,000 and now we're under 4 again. And like I said, you got to have that coat ready, that winter coat, because I don't think we've pulled out of the Arctic blast just yet. That could have been a dead cat bounce, a bull trap, but that's okay. We're here long gunning for the mid to long term here. I do agree with what the president of Coinbase here. It's not surprising that the market went up. It won't be surprised if it went down a little bit longer here in the next few weeks. It's okay. But for the midterm, guys, I expect a boom like no other. By 2020, we could be back to all-time highs or beyond. Let's check out this other article I have linked down below here from Crypto Potato. It's titled, "Did the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike boost the price of Bitcoin?" Did it? Perhaps maybe it did. They're saying that Crypto, specifically Bitcoin, is correlated with interest rates. In today's analysis, says the article, we believe there's a positive correlation between the Federal Reserve's recent decision to raise interest rate by 2.5% and Bitcoin's price jumping back to 4K from 3,200. Okay, interest rates are a key determining factor in an individual or entity's abilities to borrow money. So it goes on to say that here, a possible reason for this is that some stock investors may have decided to shift their funds from stocks to crypto. Usually crypto won't be the ideal second choice. Gold or bonds are typically next in lines after stocks for savvy investors. However, says the article, with Bitcoin's price dropping by almost 50% in the past 3 weeks, it's presented an excellent opportunity for stocks investors to transition into an oversold asset at just the right time. So let me know, do you think Bitcoin's oversold? And do you think that that the price of Bitcoin is positively correlated with this Fed interest rate hike out there? I think there's a possibility, guys. Kenny Ford says going to drop a few stones in Monero when the time is right, she's going to boom. You know, I feel good about Monero, Kenny. Now, what I've noticed with Monero is that it doesn't have as much volatility as some of the other coins. It kind of maintains its position out there. It doesn't go too high or too low, but it's always around the top 10 out there. Right now, I believe it's top 13 or top 12. And I'm bullish on Monero. I think there's going to be a higher demand for privacy tokens in the mid to long term. Check out the video I have down below. 5 reasons why Monero could be superior to Bitcoin. Keyword is could be. I'm not saying it is. I said it could be. Derek McLean says it's possible for sure with this interest hike being correlated to the Bitcoin little mini bull run that we have this week. It's quite possible. And then finally, talking about Bitcoin versus Patreon. This is linked down below as well. Jordan Peterson flooded with Bitcoin posts in wake of Patreon debacle. So I think Derek was asking about this earlier. And, you know, if you guys haven't tuned into the intellectual dark web, it's basically a label that they've put on these characters like Jordan Peterson, like Sam Harris, like Dave Rubin, and there's a few others out there that they're debating intellectually, and they're saying that liberalism, globalism is plaguing the Western world. And I happen to somewhat agree. There's a little bit of cultural Marxism out there trying to leak into our society that I'm not necessarily kabooming with, if you ask me. And I don't think they are either out here. A lot of censorship out there. And as a result, they're basically going to go ahead and boycott Patreon. So Sargon of Akkad, he's, I guess, labeled IDW as well, intellectual dark web. He's a YouTuber out there, and he was banned from Patreon. Apparently he was going too hard. You know, if you're not on the mainstream globalist agenda out here, they're going to start blocking you. It's what it is out there. These commies are infiltrating the game out there, guys. Anyhow, in response, I believe Sam Harris says he's going to boycott Patreon. Jordan Peterson is now jumping on the boat, and that's what it is. Now, their users are saying, guys, it's time to start crip walking. It's time to start using Bitcoin. And let's face it, guys, Bitcoin is uncensorable. There's no one that can stop a payment for Bitcoin. Now, I want you guys to remember when WikiLeaks was going hard with Julian Assange and them, at one point, Visa themselves stopped payments to WikiLeaks. So their only alternative was to crip walk and accept the Bitcoins. So let's see if these IDW characters can create a platform that's crypto friendly. And I think that it could be a good thing because they have a large user base, you know, a lot of fan base out there, and they could bring more normies in to the crip walk out there. Derek McLeod says, I think many hedge funds will be in a cash now due to the current market. BitPapa says, I would go Zcash instead of Monero. Coinbase support and ASIC block coming. Zcash is sexy as well. We talked about that earlier this week. Apparently, I think the U.S. government has a bounty out for those that can break through Monero and Zcash privacy. You may want to research that. Derek says, BitPapa, check out Grincoin, Mimble if you like privacy. Derek says, I like globalism economically, but not politically. Well, you know, those things go hand in hand, Derek. Anyhow, thanks for reminding us about Grin Coin and Mimblewimble. I haven't gotten around to that, but I know you keep talking about that, so it's definitely worth a look, and I will check it out. Bit Papa says, I would go Pirate Coin if I want privacy. Bit Papa also says Zcash breaking ASIC is going to be huge. Okay, so Zcash I think is also listed by Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. I like Zcash. It's one of the top privacy coins out there. I know there was a couple Verge shillers out there, but it seems like I may be more attracted to ZEC than Verge, although I don't have much bad things to say about Verge either. So that's what it is. That's the reports. Not surprising that the market went back up, says Coinbase president. There's a possible correlation between the interest rate hike, the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike, and the crypto run up this week. And then the IDW, intellectual dark web characters, they're being flooded with Bitcoin posts in the wake of the Patreon debacle. You know that you start saying the wrong things here on the networks, they can go ahead and turn you off. Looks like the banks have become somewhat political. Crypto Twitter spilled over into the real world last night as Peterson's tweet attracted hundreds of replies from the cryptoverse. One user chimed in, the answer lies in an emerging industry that's been developing since the 2008 crash. Cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin leading the pack, an independent, open source, peer-to-peer cash system with an immutable public ledger. So that's what it is, guys. It seems like these guys need to get on the Crypt walk sooner than later. I would like to see more people accepting crypto. Indeed. Today we'll be doing a second broadcast, one of my favorites here, ancillary broadcast, a general self-improvement. We can talk about strength, diet, and exercise, and we'll be doing that shortly. So I'll be taking a few more comments and questions before we go ahead and take like a 5-10 minute intermission. I'll fire up another live stream. We can talk about strength training and a general open discussion out there. I hope you guys are tuned in. Every Friday we do this, and you know, we talk about our strengths gains and just general ways to become a better boomer out there, guys. During this crypto Arctic blast out there, I don't need you checking the coin market caps every hour, every few times a day, or you know, some people are on it way too much. And you know, it is what it is. We're gonna have to weather this Arctic blast. In the meantime, what are you doing to sharpen your blade to look like a 300 crypto Spartan by the end of this year, by 2019 and beyond? I need you looking like a savage out there. I don't want you looking like Vitalik. I don't want you being a fat boy fapping all day and playing PS4 till 3 in the morning. Don't be that guy. Become a crypto warrior soldier right now. Tune into the frequency, the alternative frequencies that we've been chiming into out here, and become a better boomer out there. Bit Papa says Pirate Coin is the most private for dark web. It's only mineable and has a Reddit market for buying and selling. Okay, I've never heard of Pirate Coin, so thanks for letting us know about that, Bit Papa. Derek McLean has been hitting the gym hard. Congratulations, and I'm glad that you are. And let you and others inspire the crypto boomers out here to get in the gym right now. I don't need you looking soft out there. A lot of estrogen on the networks, and we need more testosterone. I'm about to fap the 45-pound weights tonight, says Bit Papa. No fapping out here, Papa. Stay focused out there, but I get you. Stay away from the dark web, says Pepe El Toro. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not creeping in the dark web. You know, I don't need any dark drugs or any illicit materials, but you know, people are free to do whatever they like. I'm not a hater. Champagne's not out here. I'm not the crypto police out here. You know, you guys got to do what you got to do. If you're creeping on the dark web, make sure you stay safe out there. Shout out to Pepe, Bit Papa, Derek, and the rest of the kaboomers out there, guys. I'll take a few more comments and questions. Check out the articles. We have links down below. Not surprising that the market went up, says Coinbase president. Federal Reserve interest rate hike may be directly correlated to the Bitcoin price hike. And then finally, Jordan Peterson's been flooded with Bitcoin posts in the wake of the Patreon debacle. Bit Papa doesn't need the dark web, but if he did, he says private coin is the most popular for the dark web. I didn't know that. My understanding is that, you know, Monero and some other coins are, but, you know, I'm not creeping on the dark web, but shout out to those that are, you know, so, you know, Champagne's not mad at you. All right, guys, if there's no more other comments or questions, I'm going to go ahead and tune down this broadcast, take a 5-minute intermission, 5 to 10 minutes, be back. We could talk about strength, diet, and exercise. We do this every Friday, and talk about ways to be a better boomer. General open discussions. If you want to talk about things aside from crypto, I would welcome it. So hopefully you guys stay tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and tune down this broadcast, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Bit Papa says he's going for a PR bench tonight. PR lifestyle. Shout out to Larry Wheels. You know, every week you should be hitting a PR if you're a newbie to an intermediate lifter. I got some PRs this week on the deadlift and the overhead press. So shout out to that. Kenny Force says swimming every day at LA Fitness on top of lifting, great benefits. Shout out to the swimmers out there. I know that's excellent for your lats and for your cardiovascular and your whole breathing. So shout out to my swimmers out there. Bit Papa says see you soon. And Derek McLean says let's go Bit Papa. Indeed, let's cheer Bit Papa on so that he can hit his personal record today on the bench and become a stronger man out there. Indeed. On that note, I'm going to leave you guys just for a few minutes, a short intermission. We'll fire up this second live broadcast in about 10 minutes. Hope you guys don't go anywhere. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.